Folks, I'll be sharing my techniques and this technology at these upcoming spaces. Sure hope to meet you there. Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, November the 7th. We are through the election cycle space, and now we are starting to look at things. I mentioned last night in the last video, hey, listen, watch for these first pass bounces to fade. I wanted to bring this space for us to see that right now we're looking at these regions on a very big time frame that are coming into the resistance zones, and so they should fade. But listen, when I say don't look for them to hold, I mean don't buy the breakouts. You're going to expand your risk that way. Wait for the pullbacks and then allow them to move forward. We are in a pullback space, 2778, a big number, and we're fading off of that region, but we're holding it very nicely. And look at this, folks. We are just trying to walk back up this area of low volume. This afternoon, I'm going to do a profile video so that you can see what's happening in the volume profiles. I haven't put them up, but I do want you to see this wide angle event. There's our major breakdown passage. So everything that we look at are bounces into resistance. And so some people go, well, what kind of bounce are you talking about? Listen, this is the big formation. The big formation says old resistance that becomes support, that loses that support, will appear as resistance. And what we've done is fade, come back into the zone. We're going to see buyers here. So what we're looking for is the higher lows to participate. That's what we should be looking for. NQ, not nearly as strong in the space. It's on this lower edge of support coming into the region. Everybody's been selling up here, and they continue to do it. What do we want to see? How well can we hold this region, around 70, 60, 70, 75. It's just going to be a range that you have to look at. You have patience, realize that the shallow pullbacks are likely at the first pass, and then we're going to see how much of a squeeze event is sitting here in the charts. I think that we're going to have a pretty solid potential for more upside before another wick event shows up. I am very cautious, folks. Trading from support to resistance. I don't care about getting all of this move. I'm going to go in, get a big piece of my cheese, maybe a small piece of cheese, and then leave. Yes, I am using a mouse referral there, but you know what? I like to think about myself as a little participant in the market that really understands what's happening, is very aware, is very, very risk conscious, and works towards getting in and getting out with the least exposure in the space. These guys, strongest of the bunch. Last night, did the video. I said, hey, listen, look at the stuff up here, comes into the space. The first pass bounce, I said, hey, listen, bouncing up into this region could easily accelerate coming into the next space. It moved up. It had a little trouble up over that 25,770-ish area, right where we are here. And now it's trying to hold it again. What's that going to give us? A press into more resistance. So what are we looking at? Pullbacks to be buy zones. That's what we're going to see at the first pass. For people saying, oh, we've got mixed momentum, things are moving down, that doesn't matter at all. What matters here in the space is, are buyers coming in when sellers start taking profit? When people start selling off these tops, where do the buyers come in? Where the buyers come in, that's where the action's going to sit. If the buyers stop coming in, then we've got ourselves a sea change. That's just what we have to look for. With oil, I brought in a big formation that we're looking at, right? I talked about April and then June coming in to test these areas. It is a bounce zone. Notice the deep move into the secondary space, bouncing, holding this zone. Here's the problem. If I cannot get up and stay up over my 6312 area, I got a problem. I do. I have a problem. What's that problem? That'd be sellers. Sellers would be my problem right there. And what are they doing? They're coming into these regions of old resistance and still breaking down. That's going to happen until they decide they're going to hold this edge. We know this kind of candlestick is an indecision candlestick. This is almost a week of trading here on this candle, right? Starts from several days back. So now we're looking at price resolution. Can we get up and stay over there? Can we close a day up over that space? And if we close the day up there, can we pull back and hold the region? That's what we're looking for. Look at this. Total sideways action. Are we pulling higher lows? Well, we were until this candlestick came deeply down into the space. That was the last week of October. Are we getting higher highs? Will that be yes? And the song remains the same. Pullbacks are buy zones. Why? This is a bullish formation. Low, high, higher, low, higher, high. Simple. Simple. Pullbacks, going to be buy zones. That nervous Nelly feeling that we get about, listen, what if I'm wrong? You're going to be wrong sometimes in the market. I'm wrong all the time in the market. What do? I get up, dust myself off, get back to work. You can't be right 100% of the time. You can't even be right 90% of the time. What you can be is cautious and risk aware. And so the risk aware event says, hey, as long as I sit above 1230 to 1231, I know, sound like a broken record with these numbers, I'm going to be finding buyers at those spaces. Right now, we see a ton of sellers here at 1234. So don't try to hold on there unless you're going to get out right after it peaks because everything is saying all the sellers are there. All right. Good luck trading today. Could be a little messy. I expect pullbacks, shallow pullbacks as profit taking begins off of this bounce up. A lot of people are talking about, well, it's going to affect tax rate, blah, 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 blah. Just follow the charts. Just see what the big buyers are doing and learn to step in the footprints that they make. All right, that's it. I'll see you tomorrow. Good luck. This has been the Futures in 5.